Welcome to Linux Overdose, episode 21, part 2. This is to install a desktop environment on the successful of installing Arch on the hard drive on the first episode of 21. I'm glad to announce that I did get one installed and it works the way I want it to work. I had some virtual box problems about getting it the proper size and stuff, but I got that straightened out. And so I successfully installed Arch on episode 21, and I successfully installed a desktop environment in which I'll be showing to you now. So we'll go ahead and fire up the virtual box. Go ahead and press start. And to get this the right size, I just press the right controller and then C. And I get big. So so this is what you guys are going to see when you boot into your Arch from episode 21. I do have X on here. I do have a desktop environment, but I didn't get it boot up by default. So I have to use a command to get it fired up. I just didn't install a display manager or have it boot up into X automatically. So I got this set up just like this. So I already made me my username, so I can boot into my username. Of course, you have to boot up into root unless you installed a username before I started this episode. So you want to put root here because you're still root. And then my root password, which I use the same password as root. That's how I got designed. And now I'm into my system now. And okay, I notice on the live Arch CD, you have the default of Xfce as your shell, and plus you automatically was online if you was doing wire, of course. Well, now I installed it. I do not have Xfce as a default. It's not even installed at all. I got bash, which is fine, and plus I noticed I wasn't online automatically after I installed it onto the hard drive. So I had to figure that part out, which was real easy to figure out. You put IP link just to see what your wire connection is called onto your system. Of course, this is VirtualBox. Yours should be the same if you're using a VirtualBox, but of course yours is going to be different if you're not installed on the VirtualBox. And mine is the number 2, the ENP0S3. That's what my connection is called on this VirtualBox. So I got to set it up. And of course I ain't going to press enter on none of these because it's already set up. But I put IP link set, the name of the connection, which is ENP0S3 up, and then I press enter. This is to get it set up, but you haven't activate the internet yet. So this is what you do to get your to get it set up to recognize this connection. So you press enter on that, and then to enable your internet service. You haven't started it yet, but to enable it is SYSTEMCTL enable DHCPCD dot service. Then you press enter, and then to start it, then you just retype this second command, which is systemctl start dhcpcd dot service. Now, soon you press enter on this, you should be on the internet. Of course, you can prove that by pinging it, and I showed you on the first how you did that. And to get out of it, I guess I can show you again. Ping, and then whatever website you want to do. We just do Google. If you see any activity, you're online. And then, of course, there's some commands to make a loop 3, and then it goes back to your cursor. I'm in a loop, a continuous loop. So to break out of any command, if you're in a stuck in loop, is the Control C, which is cancel. You're canceling the running program that's currently was running. So you should be on the internet at that point after you do those commands, and I will put those in the show notes and some links that help me out to get this stuff. And how I found this out, I Google it. I mean, that's how I do things. I Google to find out. I'm not the smartest guy. I don't remember none of all these commands, and I just write notes after I successfully did something, and eventually it will stick to my memory if I do it a lot. So, but that's how you get your internet. And now, let's see what else I'm going to show you. Now I guess I would do the add user to the group. So how I did that was, let's get my notes here. I got a few pages, and I just scribble. I don't got nothing in order. Let's see, where did I put that? Okay, right here it is. I put it's user add, because that's what you're going to do, is add a user to your system. And I didn't Google what these flags are, so you would have to do the man page and figure out what all these are. I just know this worked for me, so I'm just passing along my successful. And then you're adding it to the user. Then I guess what shell, that's what this command is. I know what that one means. And of course, remember, we got bash. After you install something, you can add a different group to a different different shell, and then your username here, which mine is Jimcrack. And then I press enter, and then I'm added a Jimcrack onto the system. But you're not done. You got to add a password for your user. So just do like you did last time, except you put password plus your username. Press enter, and then your password. It'll ask you to type it twice, and it'll say successful. All right, but now you got the user, but you don't have no sudo privileges. So you got to add that also. So you have to know where the sudoers program is, or script, or whatever. Of course, I'm going to use nano. Now you have to put well, you're still root at this time. So so you just put nano, because you haven't signed in as your user yet. So and then etc sudoers, and then oh yeah, but you have to be just wait. You'll see something here, but I'm Jim Crack on my system here, so I have to do my sudo. You guys won't have to at the point where you guys are at now. So etc sudoers, and then my password. And I must have typed something wrong. We just I find out what I did wrong, and it's sudoers. I spelled it right that I know of. Sudo nano sudoers. Okay, right there it is. I just typed something wrong. All right, when you get to this point, you got to add your username into this sudoer list. Some people do it to the wheel and stuff, but I'm going to do it to under root. So right here, this is for root, which is already here, and then you just add yourself. Jim Crack all equal all, and then all exactly the way you see it here, and it has to be all has to be capitalized, other than your username, whatever capitalization you're using for your username. So that's how you do that. Then just Control X to save it. It'll ask you to say yes to save it and enter to continue. Since I didn't make no changes, I didn't see any of that stuff. So that's how you do that. Now you can exit. Now you can exit and then sign in as your then you can sign in as your username now, and then your password. Now you got to remember, now you're not root no more, so you have to use your sudo. You have to use sudo for now on, and then your password. So that's how you did that. That's how I figure all that out. So the internet and your username, and other things I did was, well, you got to find out where your repository is. So sudo nano. Now you can use VI. I think that's installed by default. I don't think Vim is installed yet, so you would have to install that. So then just install your favorite text editor. Now Nano is not my favorite. I'm just showing you because it's the easiest, and I want to show where the beginners at. Nano's the easiest, but you definitely want to get in Vim or VI or even Emacs or any text editor that you want to use. So so we got to know where the repository is. Of course, remember we're using Arch, so pacman.conf. This is it right here. And then what I change here, there's only a few things I change. I uncomment, if I remember what I did here. Yeah, I think everything's default what you see here, other than this multi-library was commented out. So I actually uncomment this out, so I'll be able to use it. Now you can uninstall, have the other ones if you want to, but so far I did this, and plus I add the AUR onto my onto this list here. And how you did that, or how I did that, was this very bottom. I just add this this Arch Linux FR, sig level equal never, and then server http repo dot arch, excuse me, dot fr, and then the arch. So that seemed to work, and then I installed a front loader, which I'll explain how you do that, and I was able to have AUR, which is pretty decent. So you do those changes and you exit by Control X. It'll say, are you sure? Say yes, and then you press enter, and then it's saved. And the front loader that I load up was called YAOURT. So remember, we got sudo privileges as whatever user you was. So sudo pacman, and then capital S, and then the name. You can do Y too, which I think automatically updates. So you can do either or do them separately or whatever. YAOURT, and then you press enter, and then it will ask you, do you want to load it and stuff. You just say yes, and then now you have that. And then if I want to install anything or find stuff, I just press that. Say I want to, of course I already have Nano, just say I was looking for it, and it's finding stuff for me to install. Then I just go through the list and see. I didn't press more. I should press more. And then your number and all that. Let's see. Get out of here is quit. Yeah, Q, quit. Of course I can press more because I forgot I'm not in a. We'll do this in a graphical mode. That way we have the scroll bar on the right. So all right. Okay, we got that. So now we definitely want the Xorg, because you definitely need that installed to install graphical mode stuff on here. So what I did here was sudo, of course, pacman S, and then the Xorg server space Xorg server utilities, and Xorg, which I'm not using yet, but we'll need it if I need. I think you need this to have a script to start X automatically, which I haven't got set up, but you definitely need this to be able to do that. It's supposed to produce one script automatically, and I did not see it, so it did not do that, but no big deal. But this is how and then you just press enter, and then all this gets installed. But it'll have options. I think it had 4 options. It's asking you what video driver you want, and it gave me 4 options. And now I got NVIDIA. I know my version is 340 point, whatever, XXX, and I believe that was option 3 for me. So 1 is, I think it's default without using your proper video drivers, which should work. Might give you some problems. So it's a good heads up to know what you have and what version of video card you need before you get to this point. You can press 1 and then update later. I don't think you should guess if you ain't for sure. I knew mine was NVIDIA 340 point, so I went ahead and chose that, which I believe that was my 3rd option. So I did that, and all that was successful. My video card was just fine. So that's cool. That gave you options. And also did, let's see, to help me out on the virtual box. This stuff you got to install for your virtual box. So sudo pacman. Let's see, what was that? It was, well, this one you definitely have to install. Virtual box guest utilities. Now, when I entered this, it gave me two options. I guess the first one was the default. The other one was the Arch modular. So I figured it would be better off for me to choose number 2. So that's what I did. And this, I think you need this to have big screen in VirtualBox. And I also did some 2. I'm trying to remember what that was. Now this is history when I'm pressing up. Also, I had installed Firefox, and I installed Screen Fetch too, and also had installed this DKMS, so it'll be big in console also. And I did not install this. It would have been conflict with the Arch because that's what it gave me. So I just installed the DKMS. So I was trying to find the old stuff here that I installed. And some stuff, I was just finding a lot of stuff here. Alright, I guess that's it. That was it because the history. I have a limit of the history. So, trying to remember what it was. Oh well, I'll find it when I get online. But I installed that virtual box, the Arch modular, and okay. Now the desktop that I installed was well, I think you've seen it in history. There was Xfce, and how I did that was sudo pacman. I ain't used to. I'm not used to doing pacman here, and then Xfce4, and there's also Xfce4 goodies, so you can do that separately, or you can do it here right now. And then install that, and then you'll have this takes a while because you're installing a desktop, so definitely install all this. Of course it'll take a while. And I also installed Firefox because Firefox didn't come in as a default, which is weird. So Firefox, and I believe that's it. And then I just went ahead and fired up my desktop, which is I just press start Xfce4 and press enter, and now I'm in my environment. Of course it's big, so I gotta scale this down to use my my proper drivers and stuff. That just I wouldn't say glitch. Just how I had to press right Control and C to scale it back down, because sometimes you got to press that to make your terminal big. So just remember that. Control C I think is for scale, and Control F is full screen, and you got to use the right control key, which is called the host key in VirtualBox. So I think I told you right on. And then this is all default. I didn't give no fonts, I didn't, like I said, I only add Firefox. So, and then here's my terminal, and then we do a screen fetch, and right here it is. Got Arch installed officially. So if you ever get to this point, you guys will be very, very proud. Oh yeah, when I said installed Xfce4, I believe it was start xf. Yeah, because I said sudo pacman s x. I believe it's start Xfce4, and then your goodies, Xfce4 goodies. So I told you wrong there, I believe. I'll get it correctly in the show notes, and of course I give you links. So, but I believe this is it right here. And then and like you said, like you see me, I started by just saying start Xfce4. I have no display manager or have it installed automatically. So right here's my file manager, and of course no hidden folders are showing, so we'll go ahead and check that. That way all the hidden folders are showing now. So there's a few things that we need. Of course, you definitely want to edit your bash script. Look how short it is. It's very short. Mine's very, very long. So it's very basic. We don't have no X resources here. The dot file. We don't have the XINIT RC file, not here. And you need all that stuff for caller for your bash and starting programs when you boot up. That way you're not in a TTY1 virtual terminal console from the beginning. So, but this is it here. I think I've filled in everything that you need. I don't think you'll have any problems with anything here. And like I said, now you can go to your console here. We'll make this big here, and then you can use the front loader of that YAOURT. Now we say nano. And now you get to see one and scroll down. Well, we're a smaller resolution here, so of course it would be one that you'd be installing if you didn't have nano. And these are just other options or add-ons and stuff. So, and you just press the number, press enter. I believe it asks your password, and it gets installed real quick. So that's pretty cool. And then quit. So that's your AUR, which you still can use pacman if you're not comfortable with this AUR or don't want to use it. So, and then of course you want to change your preferences, and of course you probably want to add your Firefox down here, which I believe you just drag and drop, I think. And every time I type something, it automatically opens up a tab, which can be annoying too. So that's by default. So you gotta go under preferences and change, open a tab on a new link and stuff like that, and plus your home page and all that, and you should be able to Google all that and get all that done too. So, and then you definitely want to update your system, which is sudo pacman dash capital S and I guess Y, and then you can put a small y and a small u for an update. Just Google all that. Like I said, I'm not a big Arch user. This is the first time I installed it this way and got it working, operating just right. Just change some preferences, like, have it automatically fire up, get a desktop, a display manager and all that. And I just didn't do all that, which is fine. I mean, it's not inconvenient to press start Xfce4 to get this thing fired up. And plus, you might want to play around in the terminal console anyway. So I guess I'll go ahead and end this. Any questions, or if you want to see a little bit more, let's see, shut down, and that's it right there. So hopefully you successfully install Arch and successfully install a desktop environment. You can choose whichever one you want. I just chose Xfce, which was simple, this is what I'm using here too, which I got to operate the way I want. That one ain't. Of course, I'm not. It's a virtual box, so I won't be using it anytime soon. I might install that on a laptop and choose a different desktop environment if I do at all. Maybe a window manager and plus of course a display manager. So all right, I guess I'll end this. And I said, have any questions, just message me. I'll talk to you later. Bye.